Hey, Joe Gilder here. Today's script looks especially beautiful to me for some reason. If you haven't seen my video on how I script my videos, make a point to go check that after the video. But what I want to talk about today is making money while you sleep. Is that even a thing? And if so, how do you do it? What does that look like? And I got to stop here. I didn't even put this in the script, but I got to talk about this just briefly. So I make my living online. I've been making my living online since around 2009 when I started my first channel, Home Studio Corner, which is all about music and music production. I teach music production over there. I started this channel to give me an outlet to talk about business and marketing and all the fun stuff that goes into growing an online business and to hopefully help other people do the same. So there's a lot of information out there about starting and growing and building an online business, making money online. You could probably go watch videos for the rest of eternity on that topic here on YouTube. So it's a popular topic. And I think that's wonderful because there's lots of good information out there. However, here's what happens. When I find somebody who I think is giving good business information, I tend to want to go deep with them. I'll pick one that grabs my attention and then I'll deep dive into their content. But part of that deep dive, or before I let myself deep dive, is I want to know what's their origin story. How did they get to where they are today? Because to me, that says a lot about if I can trust what they're doing and what they're talking about. So unfortunately, a lot of people out there, when they're teaching online business, the only success they have in their history is teaching business. So they've taken a lot of courses. They've probably spent a lot of money. They've watched a lot of videos. They've learned a lot. They've read a lot of books. All that's wonderful, great stuff. And then they turn around, they're teaching the stuff that they've learned, which is kind of what we do around here, right? We teach what we know. However, they're teaching how to run a business, but the only business they've run is one that teaches how to run a business. Now, I'm not saying that's immoral, unethical, or that there's not something that you can learn from them because they've done the hard work of going and studying all this stuff. That's neither here nor there. But I think one of the things for me that I'm excited about with this channel and this, secondary business for me is I'm teaching about how to grow an online business, right? Just like the bajillions of others. But the unique thing with me is I run an online business that's not about running an online business. My first business, the one that I still run to this day, is about music production. It's about a hobby niche where people want to learn how to record their own songs in a home recording studio and make it sound good. Make it sound like the stuff they hear on the radio, the stuff they hear on Spotify. That's the business. Now, to me, if the person is teaching how to make money online, in some ways, I think that business is easier because if I'm promising you that if you take my $1,000 course, you'll make $10,000, that exchange is if you believe that that's true, even a little bit, that exchange makes sense. I'm teaching people how to fulfill dreams of doing like hobby stuff. So I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to help you make $10,000. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to help you make great sounding music. Now that may certainly be valuable to them, but it's a different thing. And to me, it's a harder hurdle to get over in some ways. But anyway, that's where I'm coming from. There may come a day when I stop running Home Studio Corner and I'm just doing this exclusively, or I start a completely different business. I don't know. And that's really beside the point. But my history, my first 15 years in business have been in the trenches, growing an audience, currently up to about 240,000 subscribers over there, growing an email list, creating products and selling it to that audience. So that's where I'm coming from. I want to revisit that story in case you're new and you've never heard it, or you just need a refresher of kind of where I'm coming from. So you can kind of evaluate the information based on that. I'm still doing this. I'm still running that business, and that to me, that's really fun. So I do have a gift for you later if you want to take the stuff that I'm teaching and take an actual step towards it. So stick around for that. But first, we got to set up this idea of making money while you sleep, or maybe the more popular term, passive income. I've talked about this before, but there's no income that's really passive in this space. If I go put my money into the stock market and that money generates revenue or generates returns and kicks off some profit sharing or whatever, that's really the only passive income that I have as my investments grow without me doing literally anything. But there are things we can do with online business that once we set them up, with a few asterisks, they will continue to work for us and generate money for us. But the thing I wanted to say first is, if I were to walk away from Home Studio Corner today, the revenue from Home Studio Corner would dry up. Not immediately. It might sustain for perhaps a year or more, maybe, because I've been doing this for 15 years. I still have videos I made, 10 years ago that still generate leads and income for me. So there would be some residual stuff, but it would look like this, right? You would see it slowly die off and disappear eventually. That's just a truth, and I think we all get that. I don't think anybody really believes they could grow something, a YouTube channel, put a bunch of videos on there, and then walk away forever and just cash checks. It's not really the way it works. So that's the first thing I want to say. But the second thing is, the reason that I can have things that make money while I sleep is because I'm in a season, or big part of my business is to regularly, weekly feed the system. And what I mean by feeding the system is I create content that goes out at least once a week that is designed to continue to provide value for you and to generate leads for me. So you'll notice on this channel, there's a video every week. On my other channel, there's a video every week. When I started, I think I was doing 3 videos a week. But I've done at least 1 video a week on that channel for the last 15 years, doing a video a week on this channel. And then in the last video, I talked about making content for brands. I do a weekly video for that brand too. So I'm doing a lot of videos, but that weekly routine helps you and I develop a relationship. When you first find me, you're probably not going to sign up for my email newsletter until you decide if I'm worth following. And then eventually I'll provide enough value to where when I offer you my what's called a lead magnet, get my free guide in exchange for an email address, you will eventually sign up. And if I provide more value there and you continue to stay subscribed there, because it's all up to you, you can unsubscribe at any point, then eventually I will hopefully convince you to purchase a product from me or to do one-on-one coaching with me or something like that. But none of that really works if I'm not feeding this top of the funnel, feeding the system with new content. So that's what I mean. When I walk away, my existing content will work for me somewhat. But even the way the YouTube algorithm works, if I stop posting altogether, eventually YouTube's going to say, he's not active anymore. I would rather promote active channels because active channels are more vibrant, get more engagement, and I can trust that we're going to keep going. I had an interview with somebody who kept saying in the interview that they were thinking about, they weren't sure if they wanted to continue doing their channel. And I thought, why? I mean, it's fine if you want to stop doing your channel, but why would you announce that? I feel like if I was a subscriber to that and heard that, I would say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go. If you're not here, if you're not committed to this, I'm going to go look somewhere else. So anyway, there's a reason we as humans want to be a part of something that we know isn't going to go away tomorrow, right? So that's kind of the idea here. We got to continually feed the system. And by the way, feed the system with good stuff. Just simply throwing something on your channel willy-nilly, not putting much effort into it, or putting a lot of effort into heavily producing something, but it's not that valuable for your audience, that's not going to work. And I know that's, in some ways, that's a given, but it needs to be said regularly. All right, so here's the free gift I was talking about earlier. I'm about to show you 3 specific ways to add passive income to your online business, to make your business more evergreen. And I use the same tool to do all of them. I actually use this tool to do just about everything in my business, from my website to my email newsletter, to my landing pages, to my sales pages, to my funnels, to my offers, to my recurring payments, to my affiliate program. It handles the whole thing, which, by the way, I've been in business long enough to know that not that long ago, you could not invest in one tool to do all of those things. You had to have at least 2, 3, 4 different tools that you're paying every month to do all those different things. I lived it. It was not fun. And they all had to integrate with each other. It just gives me headaches just thinking about it. That tool, of course, is Kajabi. I've been using Kajabi in one form or another for many years, at least 10 years. In my current business, been using it for the last 4 or 5 years. And it is my favorite. It has replaced so many other tools for me. And they offer a 14-day free trial where you can sign up start creating your website, start creating your offer, start making money before you ever pay them any money. If you want more than a 14-day trial, if you use my link, which is joegilder.biz/Kajabi, you'll get a full 30-day trial where you can essentially start making money before your bill ever comes due. And that is an affiliate link. I do get a commission if you actually stay on and become a paying customer. I get a small commission on that, but you're still paying the same price. You still get the 30 days versus the 14 days. And if you sign up with my link, I'll offer a free one-on-one call with me where I can help talk you through whatever you want to talk about, whether it's setting up your Kajabi or a business plan for you moving forward with your business. So keep that in mind. Go to joegilder.biz/Kajabi if you want to get started today. All right, so let's talk about, first of all, what does this evergreen word mean? When I was talking about with my wife about ideas for this video, we talked about, well, let's talk about something about how to make your business more evergreen. And I realized that may not be a common topic with people who are watching. So evergreen just means it is something that continues to produce, continues to grow, continues to generate leads and revenue, whether or not I put effort into it. And now we've already, the caveats of I need to continue feeding the system. But if I'm doing the things I need to do, making my weekly videos, then the rest of it kind of works automatically. That's evergreen versus the idea of I only make money when I do an active promotion and sell something. That's whatever the opposite of evergreen would be. That's a very like promotional based, income surge based business, which can work. Sure, works just fine. But finding ways to make your business more evergreen, or at least parts of your business more evergreen, are a great way to even out those spikes in income and have a more steady kind of baseline income that you can slowly increase over time. And then when you do launch a product, for example, I'm shooting this video in the middle of a product launch in my other business, I got a big spike in income from that new product. But then next month, when there maybe isn't a new product to launch, there will still be a lot of money that's coming in because of some of the things I'm going to talk about in this video today. Actually, I just thought of a fourth one. Hold up. I had three, but a fourth one just came to mind. So we're going with four now. All right, so the first way to make money while you sleep from your business is a super simple thing to do. But the first thing you have to have in place is you have to have a place where you're making content. I think YouTube's the best place for that. And then in your YouTube videos, you need to be promoting some sort of lead magnet that gets people onto your email list. Once you do, there is a huge opportunity to make easy sales by adding an offer to the thank you page after they sign up for your email list. A lot of people, myself included, ignore this. I've ignored this for big chunks of my career to my own detriment. So typical process, you go to my opt-in page, you say, yeah, I want that. You enter your email address. It goes to a page that says, thanks. Check your email. I'm sending the thing to you. That's typically the way it works. By the way, I recommend sending it to them via email versus just giving it to them on the next page because they could enter a fake email and still have access to the thing. So we at least want the transaction to work where they're giving you a way to communicate with them. You use that method of communication to send them the information they've requested. It's like in the old days, I would have to send in a coupon with my address and they would mail me the free kit or whatever. It's that same idea. So when they sign up, they just go to a page that says, hey, thanks for joining, check your email. And that's great. That's polite. That's nice. What if on that page, instead of just go check your email, it was like, hey, thanks, I got something for you. I started doing this. I'd done this years ago, and I noticed immediately that it worked, and I was getting sales without having to do anything. And then for some inexplicable reason, I stopped doing it. But recently, I was at a mastermind, and this is back in the spring, and one of the suggestions they said was, man, you're getting 2,500 leads or so a month, sometimes more. Why don't you just have an offer for them right when they sign up? Something cheap, something inexpensive, kind of a no-brainer offer. And I said, you know what? I've got something. I created a course several years ago. It's about vocals and mixing vocals. People seem to like it. I sold it for $47 or $97. What if I put it on that page, that thank you page, and made it $17? $17. That's a no-brainer. It's just, you know what? Sure, why not? It's worth a little effort to give him just a little bit of money just to see if it's valuable. And so when I got back from that mastermind, I set that up. And guess what? I now am making sales every day from that offer. Is it millions of dollars in sales? No, but it's sales that I wasn't making before. And I'm making sales every day, multiple sales a day from people just signing up. They go to that page and says, hey, here's a special offer that's just available on this page. Brief description. Would you like to buy it? Yes or no? You click the button. Super interesting. And you could make that really anything you want. I think it works best if it's a lower ticket thing or something that's fairly expensive that you've discounted. But if you're not offering anything on your thank you page, this is an easy way to grab some low-hanging fruit and generate some actual revenue for your business, even if all you're doing right now is just promoting your email list to your customers. Come up with something to offer. It could be a product, it could be a course, it could be a one-on-one call with you, it could be some sort of a feedback on their work where you critique something they've done. It could be anything, but just come up with something and put it on that thank you page, and you'll start seeing sales come in without really having to promote or do anything. I don't announce that it's there. I just do my normal thing. You sign up to my email list, you get to a page that says, hey, here's an offer, and you either buy it or you don't. All right, the second evergreen thing that I want to talk about is setting up an email sequence for people who opt into your email list. This is obvious, but a lot of people, myself included, don't do it or have seasons where they don't do it. I've done that myself. I repent. Where when they sign up to your email list, instead of just jumping into your weekly emails that you're sending out, because you are sending out at least weekly emails, correct? They get into some sort of a sequence that introduces them to you and also offers them something for sale. It can re-offer the thing you offer them on the thank you page. It can offer them something different. It can send them to some sort of page with a big, long, in-depth training video that then sells them on one of your more expensive courses and things like that. But having that email sequence in place is really valuable, to the point where if it's like a 90-day sequence, people can sign up to your list today and you might make a sale from them anytime over the next 3 months. If you get that working and you tweak it to where it's actually making some significant sales over time, can you see how that becomes a very evergreen thing? I've got people buying now that joined my list 2 months ago, and I basically haven't done anything to encourage them to sell other than they've just been plopped into the system that automatically sends them regular emails promoting this thing. And you can go through and change those and tweak those and update them and do all of that. But obviously you can't do any of this until you get started and you have some sort of email sequence in place. Just do something. You can always update, change, and alter it in the future, but it's got to be there in the beginning. Evergreen tip number 3, add upsells to your current offers. If you sell anything, add an upsell to it. What's an upsell? Let's say you bought that $17 thing that I'm offering. As soon as you buy it, I offer a 50% off my mixing course, which is like a $500 course. They can get it for $250. I'm about to change that because I'm testing some things, but they immediately say, they make a $17 purchase and a thing pops up says, hey, what about this for $250? That's a big jump, $17 to $250. So I'm going to probably be testing out some different offers in that spot. But even so, I looked at the numbers the other day. For every person that orders, the average order size is about $33 versus $17, which means a percentage of people are buying that offer. They've already got their wallet out. It basically just says, click one click and we'll add this to your order. You don't have to enter your credit card information again. It's just a page that shows up that says, this is available only on this page. You want it or not. Here's what it is. And they say yes or no. And a chunk of people say yes. Not everyone, but some of them do. And that's money that literally I wouldn't have if it didn't exist. If that page wasn't there, I would not have that money. And it comes in completely passively because I've already got the system set up. If you have existing offers that you're already selling, but you don't have some sort of upsell in place, this is a good exercise for you to think, what is something complementary to what I'm selling that would be valuable that a percentage of them would like? I can't answer what that is for you. I would say try to steer clear of something that's just more of the same. So if you sell them, let's say, something on how to paint portraits, and then the upsell is how to paint portraits, but more involved or more in depth, that might be complicated for them. Maybe it's something different of, how to paint trees. Like that's a specific thing that if you're doing portraits, you're probably going to have some trees in there. Or if you're doing landscapes, there's trees or something like that. Make it complementary, not just a replacement of what they just bought, and it should work well. And then again, you can test that out and see what works. All right, number 4. I had 3 when I started this video. Now I have 4 because I completely forgot about this revenue stream. Set up some sort of membership. This is more difficult than it seems. This is the hardest of the 4. But one of the reasons why I don't have to do a promo this month if I don't want to, I don't have to release a new course, I don't have to run any sort of sale, is because I've got revenue that comes in no matter what. Got thousands of dollars that come in every month from the membership that I run that has 2 different levels to it. Now, that's a more advanced thing. If you've never sold anything to your audience, I say table this one. Probably not a good first offer for what you're doing. But if you already have offers that you've sold and it makes sense, you're teaching them specific things to do, like how to do this, how to do that, how to do this in the courses, but they need a place to have community, get ongoing training from you, and maybe practice the skills that you're teaching them. A community of some sort of a membership makes a lot of sense. So put that into your mind. If you're starting out, it doesn't make sense, but if you've been doing this for a while, that's a great opportunity to generate regular income. And even if you start out and you don't make tons and tons of sales, but you've got a handful of people paying you every month, you start the month, instead of starting the month at zero, you're starting the month at $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $8,000. And then suddenly the promos that you do are now just like icing on the cake versus I just got to do a promo just to make enough to pay the bills. It's a big relief when that switch flips. Here's one bonus tip. By the way, I know you can probably hear like the wind blowing and there's somebody mowing their yard or blowing some leaves. It's just a beautiful fall day here in Franklin, Tennessee. So I had to have my windows open. I just needed it. I had to do it. So it is what it is. But the bonus tip is there's a not quite evergreen thing that you can do as well is build promotional assets, meaning run a promotion, a sale on something that you sell, and then save all the stuff that you do to run that promotion. Maybe you do a special video with a special email sequence and a special discount, a special code. Save all of that, and then now you've got this asset that you can redeploy sometime in the future. Maybe I run a promotion this month for all my subscribers, and then 3 months from now, I run that same promotion, but only to new subscribers that have come in the last 3 months. They haven't seen this promo before. If the promo worked really well, it makes sense to reuse it again on a different audience. Or I reuse it a year later to my entire list because they're going to forget what they've seen before. Maybe the last time they didn't pay attention, this time they do pay attention. I don't promote it to people who already own the product that it's promoting. I only promote it to people who don't own the product. And it only takes me a little bit of time to take what I've already created and redeploy it another time. Now, that's not technically passive because I have to like manually set up that promotion every time that I do it. But if I imagine having a backlog of 6 to 12 different promotions with all the content and all the stuff created and prepared, that you just have to choose one, go spend an afternoon deploying it, getting all the stuff set up and scheduled. Once you do that, you click go, and now it's all working for you. And that part of the process is pretty passive. So I've done promotions where I set it up, ready to go, I turn it on, and then I go on vacation. Like literally I'm on vacation while the sales are coming in. The system's all automated to handle everything. When I come back, I can see how much money it made. It's pretty great. It's pseudo-passive, but it's worth talking about in this video. All right, that is it for me for this video. If you want to check out Kajabi, which is the system that I use for my email list, for my lead magnets, for my opt-in pages, for my thank you pages, for my upsells, for my email sequences, and for all of my promotional stuff, go check it out at joegilder.biz/Kajabi. If you sign up, you'll get a free 30-day trial using my link versus the normal 14-day trial, and you will qualify to get a one-on-one call with me where I'll help you get your thing set up. I don't know how long I can offer the one-on-one call for free, so take advantage of it today. Go to joegilder.biz/Kajabi. Thanks for watching. See ya.